the makeup brush guide. So as a makeup artist, one of the #1 questions I always got was, how do I use these brushes? So that's what this video is about, how to use your makeup brushes. Now, here's 2 different types of brushes when deciding on which brush to get. It's animal hair versus synthetic hair. So animal hair is the traditional brushes that were first made, of course, with animal hair. So with those, you have to definitely make sure you take good care of it and clean it often. Now the great thing with synthetic brushes is they're made of tack-on fibers, which are antibacterial, and the brushes stay so much softer longer than animal hair brushes. Also with synthetic brushes, you can use the same brush for dual function. So right here I'm using a powder synthetic brush to apply a liquid foundation, which actually gives an airbrush finish, streak-free, glorious finish on your face. So, and you'll see me later clean it, and then I'm going to use the same brush with a powder. So that dual function makes it really easy to use brushes for more than one product. So when you're making a decision on what brushes to get, make sure you pay attention to the hair type if you want to choose synthetic or animal. Another very important factor when considering what brush to use is actually the density, meaning how close are the brush hairs together. So for example, if you have a loose brush hair, like a fluffier brush, that's less dense, and that's good for using like a lower coverage of products. So say if you want to use a translucent powder to set your foundation, you would use a fluffier, less dense brush. And then considering for a more dense brush, say if you want to do like a precise smoky eye, you're going to use a very dense eyeshadow brush. So that's basically how you pick out what type of brush to use for what product, is all about the density. Now it's time to talk about those different types of brushes. Here we have your traditional liquid foundation brush. Next I'm going to show you a powder brush. This is that dense synthetic powder brush. It's going to apply more coverage. So if you want less coverage, you just use a looser powder brush. Here's a concealer brush used for those little spot areas like blemishes or even under the eyes for dark circles. Now I'm showing you one of my favorite brushes. This is a fan brush. It's a less dense brush to apply a low amount of product. I love using it for a highlighter. I'm also using it for contouring the face as well. However, if you want to use, you can use another type of powder brush, more made for blush and contour. There's an angled blush brush as well as like a lightweight powder brush for blushes and contour as well. Next we have a stippling brush. Stippling brushes are great for those cream and gel blushes. Also you can use it with liquid foundation to have that airbrush finish. Eyeshadow brushes. So this one I'm showing here on the right, these are blending brushes. They're really good and really important for blending your eyeshadow. Those are good to use especially in your crease, as you just saw. This is a medium eyeshadow brush. Medium eyeshadow brushes are very flexible for applying lighter colors and medium colors, as you see here. Next up, it's good to use a smaller, more dense brush for darker colors. So when you're creating that smoky eye, these brushes here, they're smaller, so they're going to help blend and give you a lot of control when applying those darker colors to the lid. And then I'm just showing you this slanted eyeshadow brush, which is a larger brush for lighter colors, and it also helps blend in your crease. Now if you love glitter, you're going to love this brush here. What it does is it's a sponge brush, so you pack glitter on with that brush. Now liner. Liner brushes are great for cream liners, or you can use it with liquid liners as well. Basically, with these brushes, the smaller the brush, the smaller the line that it's going to create. So it's up to you how big you would like to wear your liner, and that's which brush you would pick out of these. This is the slanted liner brush. I like this one because it's great for creating that wonderful cat eye if you like to create cat eyes, because it has an angle already. That's another one of my favorite liner brushes. Because of the curve on the head, it allows you to apply it easier, especially if you like to do liner underneath the rim as well. Now for eyebrow brushes, it's really important to have great brow brushes when applying powder brows or even just blending your pencil. So you'll see me applying a powder with a slanted brush, brow brush on the right, and then on the left there's examples of blending brushes. So if you use a pencil, you want to make sure you blend it like you see now. Make sure you blend the front so that everything looks as natural as possible. And lastly, I'm just showing you lip brushes. So to have that perfect application, it's great to use lip brushes. That way it looks as even and blended as possible. Now here's some tips on cleaning your brushes. This is just a quick cleanse that you just spray on the brush and you wipe on a tissue. You can use these in between changing colors or anything like that, just for a quick brush cleaning cleanser. Now it's time to show you how to deep cleanse your brushes, which you should actually do on a weekly basis. When you do this, you want to make sure you use like a shampoo, a soft shampoo, brush shampoo, or antibacterial hand soap. And you're going to brush it into the brush, and then you're going to rinse it upside down. That way the water doesn't get into the glue on the head of the brushes. And then you'll go ahead and kind of take out the water and you'll leave it overnight to dry. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Be Beauty Marked. And also, I know there's tons of brushes, so if I left out any, feel free to leave a comment and maybe ask me about one. I'd be happy to help you with. Or if you have any tips or tricks, or even want to share your favorite brushes, also leave that in the comments. Also, I'm going to make sure that I leave descriptions and suggestions of brushes that I love or brush kits that are really great. So you'll see that in the description box, and thank you guys for watching.